Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today our lecture is speaking skills. So first of all, before going to start our today's lecture, we should revise the previous lecture. In previous lecture, we have learned about the listening skills, and in listening skills I've told you that what is listening and what is the difference between listening and hearing. Listening is simply the opposite word of talking. Listening is not just about being quiet while someone else is speaking. Listening is the process of receiving, constructing meaning from, and responding to spoken and non-verbal message. Simply listening means the understanding, and it is an active process. Listening is simply listening is with mind, and hearing is with senses. Listening is listening is an active process. Hearing is only the physical function or the biological function, while the listening is the mental or internal function of the behavior. Listening is beyond the words, more than hearing. Then we have discussed the stages of listening. What are the different stages of listening? The receiving, the understanding, the remembering, evaluating, and responding. These are the 5 stages in order. Receiving, first of all you should receive something, then you should understand what you have received, then you remember what you understand, you remember it, then you evaluate the word or the whatever you have listened, and then you respond. When you understand, then you evaluate, then you respond. Then we have discussed the different types of the listening. There are 4 different types of the listening: active listening, selective listening, emphatic listening, and ignoring listening. Then we have learned the importance of the listening. What is the importance of listening? In importance of listening, we show that we are serious. We display the respect to the other's point of view, and listening help us to learn, to improve our knowledge. It helps us to adapt and understand, to avoid it help us to avoid the communication errors. It help us to learn something new. And what rightly says by Richard Moses, the greatest gift you can give others is the purity of your attention. So the attention means that you are listening, and you are understanding. And what I also told you the quotation of Winston Churchill. He said, "Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen." And I have told you the Turkish proverb, listen 100 times, listen 100 times, ponder 1,000 times, speak once. This is the Turkish proverb. And at the end of the lecture, we have discussed that how you can improve your listening skills. And I have told you there are 5 methods that you can improve your listening skills. First of all, you should listen the audio, whatever the audio you like. Either it is related to the sports, either it is related to you are listening some documentary, some lecture, some even you are listening music, even you are listening whatever you like. Listen the audio. Then number 2, listen again and pick the 5 W's. Listen again and pick the 5 W's: who, when, where, what, and why. Then listen again and write down the new vocabulary words and find their meanings. Listen again and write down the new vocabulary words and find their meanings. Number 4, listen and repeat what is being said. Listen and repeat what is being said. And at the end, listen one more time. So in this way, when you will practice, then you will be able to improve your listening skills. And I hope so that you did it in your homes, and you and inshallah in this way you will improve your listening skill. So today our topic is speaking skill. So what is speaking skill? uh, this is the quotation of Benjamin Franklin, and he said, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn." This is the in telling me, when you are telling to someone, it's mean that you are speaking, and when you are teaching to someone, it's mean that you are speaking, and when you are involving someone in the process of learning, in whatever the situation is, maybe when somebody is involved, then he will speak, and in this way. So when we were discussing about the communication skills and the different types of the communication skills, and we have discussed that there are two types of communication skills. Number one, verbal communication, and the non-verbal communication. And in verbal communication, the speaking skill, that is also called the oral skill, that comes first. What is speaking skills? Speaking means conveying the message through the words of mouth. This skill is also called oral skill or communicative skill. Simply, when you are saying something, when you are telling something, when you are presenting something with your word of mouth, when you are conveying the message, when you are telling the story, when you are teaching, when you are involving yourself in a group discussion, this is your speaking skill. Simply the oral skill. So this is comes first. This is very important skill. Why speaking skill? Speaking is a productive skill in the oral mode. It is like the other skills, is more complicated than it seems at first, and involves more than just pronouncing a word. So this is not that you are only in to. So in these skills, you are not just pronouncing the words, but you should totally involve yourself, your eye contact, your presentation style, your behavior, your way of communication, your volume, your pitch, whatever you, if you are going to deliver the speech, it all, everything is related to these skills, everything. And everything is very important, because that's why this is very important skill. Listening situations. So in communication skills, when you are uh, in the process of speaking, so it is also related with these listening situations. There are three kinds of speaking situation in which we find ourselves. Number one, interactive, partially interactive, and non-interactive. These are the three situations. These are also the situations of listening, and these are also the situations of speaking. So one by one we will discuss. Number one, interactive. Interactive speaking situation include face-to-face conversation, when you are talking to someone in face-to-face, either you are talking to your teacher, either you are talking to your colleague, you are talking to your subordinate, you are talking to your class fellows, you are talking to your parents. So interactive means you are interacting to someone, either you are asking some question, either you are asking someone about if you are uh, travel to the other city and you are unknown person of that very city and you don't know where to go, then you are asking the address, then it's mean you are, this is the interactive situation. And number two, telephone calls, in which we are alternately listening and speaking. So this is when you are in telephone call, sometimes you are speaking and other one is listening, and sometimes other is talking or speaking and you are listening. So this is the in both sides, in which we have a chance to ask for clarification. Sometimes to you did not get what the other said and you said to please tell me what did you say, and you in repetition or slow speech from our conversation partner, whatever the situation is, maybe sometimes there the uh, you can say in communication system problem and whatever in signal problem, and then you ask for your partner that please repeat what did you say, and you if he is guiding you and you can ask for clarification. So this is the interactive situation. Number two is the partially interactive. Some speaking situations are partially interactive, such as when giving a speech to a live audience, where the conversation is there, the audience does not interrupt the speech. The speaker nevertheless can see the audience and judge from the expressions on their faces and body language whether or not he or she is being understood. You are oftenly on TV, you listen the situation of speaking when the Prime Minister is addressing to the nation. His address is partially interactive. He he is not seeing the audience, but he is speaking. And when in live shows you see that the audience or the commentators or the participants are involved in the situation, but this is, and the other people who are seeing or watching the TV, they are the audience, and the commentator or the person who is in the show, he is just giving or delivering the lecture or speaking or saying something like this and this. So this is the partially interactive situation. In non-interactive, some few speaking situation may be totally non-interactive, such as when recording a speech for a radio broadcast. And now you can, this is the one example, and the other example is this, that I am recording here the lecture, and this is also the non-interactive session, because you people are not in front of me, and I don't you just, when I will deliver the lecture, when I will recorded the lecture and I will upload the lecture and you will listen it. So this is the non-interactive session. Spoken or oral communication. Nowadays, in the high competitive professional world, we need to engage a lot in oral communication or day-to-day situations. In every situation, whatever the situation is, maybe either you are a student, either you are a boss, either you are a relative, either you are a partner, either you are a friend, either you are in sports activity, either you are going to present something, either you are in the field of marketing, either you are in whatever the situation is, maybe. So whatever the situation is, maybe the spoken or oral communication is very important. So we need to develop and hone the skills of oral communication. In order to be master in oral communication, one must acquire the skills. So the skills depend on certain qualities which very every professional need to develop, and so without those qualities, nobody. If you have expertise in your field, in your area of specialization, but you don't know how to communicate this, and you don't know how to present yourself in the market, and you don't know how to sell out yourself in the market, so it will be difficult for your you, for you to survive in the market. So this is the need of the time. So this is the cry of the day, that your communications should be sound, should be good, should be effective, and that you uh, speak or communicate in a very good way that attract the other people. Qualities of oral communication. Number one, integrity. In order to build a rapport with the listeners, receivers, one must maintain integrity in the speech. Integrity refers to speaking accurate and to the point. One should speak with confidence and maintain a flow of communication. Sincerity is highly required in the speaking. It's mean that whatever you are going to present, whatever you, either you are delivering the lecture, either you are in the field of marketing, either you are presenting your final year project, either you are in an interview, and either you are delivering the demo, whatever the thing is, that you must be sincere, and you should uh, deliver or speak in a manner that you must not be losing the integrity. By maintaining integrity in speech, one can have greater control of the environment, providing background information about topic discussed is always appreciated. And you should know the audience, what are your audience, what is your speech, what is the crux of your speech, what are you going to deliver. You should know the knowledge, uh, mm, the everything, that's why, that in this way you will easily communicate with the other people, or you will easily deliver whatever you want to deliver, and your audience will listen to you. If you do not prepare yourself, and you are not sincere with your task, so it will be difficult to to interact with the other people. And number two is voice. So one should, voice is very important in communication skills. One should speak in a pleasant voice, it should be audible, and we should adjust our volume of speech according to the environment. Proper modulation is highly essential while speaking. So it depends upon the situation. If you are talking to your friend, if you are talking to your parents, so your modulation, your volume should be like this, that you are speaking to your parent in a respecting way. If you are talking to your elders, if you are speaking to your elders, then it should be like this. And if you are talking to your juniors, it should be in a different way. And if you are talking to your friend, so it is informal situation, and you are talking to you are very frank with each other, and in informal way, whatever you are talking to. So the voice, and if you are delivering a lecture, so your voice, that your in front of your students can easily understand what are you saying, what are you delivering. So if you are presenting yourself, and if you present a topic, and if you are in the field of marketing, and if you are giving the interview, so whatever the situation, it depends upon the situations, uh, and we should low our volume or high our volume, or it should be in the in with integrity, with proper way that you should communicate. Tone, we should not try to speak in an extra fashionable manner or like a singer. We should speak in a normal pitch we can be understood. So this is very very important. As you know that we are not the native speaker of English language. So we oftenly found that people speak English in a way that they try to pretend to speak, and they try to speak like in a wow, how are you, what are you doing, oh gentleman, what, like they are pretending themselves that they are very and their accent is very good. So don't try this, just speak. Actually nobody what the native speaker, their accent, their volume, their way of communication, their pronouncing words is totally different. We can't do like this, but we try to do like this. So oftenly when you go to speak in another language, so try to do it in a very natural manner, whatever the tone of your voice is. We should not speak in a normal pitch which can be understood. We should it in a normal way. So delivery, while speaking one should have a controlled and deliberate delivery style. The normal speed of delivery should be within 120 to 180 words. Clarity should be maintained in the delivery of speech. So it should not be like this that you are reading, if you are delivering a speech or presenting your ideas, and if you are in the field of marketing, so it should not be like this that you are reading the slides, or reading the newspaper, or reading the book. So it should, your delivery should be like the situation, whatever the situation is, maybe quality of the topic. So this is important when you are presenting something, when you are delivering something, when you are conveying the message to other people. Either in corporate sector you are boss and you are conveying to the message to your juniors, it is the motivational topic, and either you are guiding to your juniors, your subordinates. So it, the topic you should choose. In quality, it is also important that you speak, it is wisely said that you can fool many people for most of the time, but not all the people for all the time. So this is the simply oftenly people said like this, but mm, when you are interacting with in corporate sector, either so you should be careful and your quality, and you should choose the proper words, and uh, the you should choose the quality of the topic in way that you are communicating to the other, and speak relevant and good points. You have to demonstrate your points with clear conviction. Enunciation and pronunciation. So enunciation means pronouncing each and every sound clearly and distinctly. Giving thought to your pronunciation is enunciation. Pronunciation of the words should be clear and audible. So this is very important because we are not the native of English language. So this is our not our native language. So it is difficult for us to pronounce the words exactly what it should be pronounced. Uh, so we should try to do. So if in your daily life we try to speak in English, that you know that our totally system is in English, our academic system is in English. When you are in exams, you are reproducing the answer, you are writing down the answer is in English. When you are communicating to the your uh, office languages in English, your government officials, your everything is in English. So it is the the need of the time. So if we can improve our language skills by practice. So pronouncing uh, word in a proper way, we can you should download the dictionary in your Android mobile, and there you find the icon of speaker, and find out the different words, and then listen how he or she is pronouncing, then you should practice it. So in this way you can improve your pronunciation of the words. Accent and diction, try to speak in neutral accent. So this is very important for all of us, that if we modified our accent in like the native English speaker, so then we will loosen our own accent. So try not to do this, but you should practice it, and in the way of practice you can improve your accent and diction. So but if uh, you try to do in a normal way, it is good, it is um, it should be acceptable. Your accent should be bereft of mother tongue influence, MTI, mother tongue influence. So our mother tongue is uh, Urdu, Pashto, Sindhi, Balochi, or Punjabi, whatever. Never try to be extraordinary and avoid using nasal accent. Always use the right word at the right place. Like some people are trying to modify his accent with the native English speaker, and they try to speak in an accent that they utter the words from their in a nasal accent. So this look awkward. So don't try to like this. Techniques to improve oral communication. The following measures should be taken to improve one's oral communication skills. Uh, Number one, maintain proper eye contact. When you are speaking to someone, either you are speaking to your maintain proper eye contact. So this is very important when you are delivering the lecture, when you are presenting the topic, you are in presentation, when you are presenting your final year project, when you are presenting your article, when you are uh, talking to someone in an interactive session, and when you are uh, talking to your subordinates, when you are talking to your parents, your whatever the situation is, maybe you should maintain proper eye contact. If you are not properly maintaining your eye contact, it's mean that you maintaining So proper eye contact means that you are showing your behavior, your inner self, that either you are interested, you are non-interested, you are least interested, you are showing attitude, you are just passing the time, whatever the other person is uh, thinks about yourself. So number two, try to understand the audience. The audience may not have knowledge of the subject, so uh, mm, the audience you should, if uh, this is very important, everything is important, this is also important, audience is matter, and you should understand your audience. If your audience is your student, so your communication should be like this. If your audience is your subordinates, and if your audience is generally public, so you should communicate that way. Number three, prepare the topic well before you speak and define the purpose of the speech. So without preparing yourself, don't go into the field, don't go to present yourself, don't go to deliver the lecture, don't even go to your boss, and if you are convincing, and if you are, and if he already given you the task, and you given you the task, and you if you will not complete the task, then don't go there, and so prepare yourself before speak. Number four, collect relevant materials to validate your talk. And so without relevant material, you should not be able to deliver or speak whatever you want to talk. So it should be relevant. Irrelevant things will be affect your speak or your speech and your presentation. Number five, organize your topic properly and outline the main points. So first of all, if you are presenting something, you should in a way organize your topic properly and outline the main points. This is for formal communication. When you are formally presenting something and delivering the lecture, you should properly write down, prepare your topic. First of all, you should write down the outline, whatever you want to deliver in your speech. General rules to become a good speaker in English. Uh, there are a number of rules. Is in listening skills, I have we have learned that I have told you the rules how you can improve your listening skills. So there are a number of rules that you can also improve your speaking skills. Make speaking a practice in your daily life, and voluntarily participate in the discussions, and make a habit and make a rule that you should speak in English. And if your partner, your friend, your colleague in speaking in other language, you should uh, ask him and say him, please try to speak in English, that this way that we can improve our language skill, our speaking skills. Read books and newspapers and journals regularly, and I've given you the task, already given you the task, that you should read the newspaper every day, find out the difficult words and find their meanings, and write down these sentences, and try to use these sentences or words in your daily life. In this way, you not only improve your vocabulary, you also improve your language skill in this way. Be an active listener. English news in NDTV, BBC, CNN, IBN, either in documentary, either you are watching the movies, either you are listening the song, Either you are listening the Quran and listening the translation in English, and you should listen in English and try to speak in English. In this way, and you should also listen in the talk shows in English. In this way, you can and participate in activities in which you speak in English. You involve yourself, and in this way you can improve your. Listen to radio programs in English and watch TV shows anchored in English. This way you can improve your English. Tape your speech and continually rectify your mistakes. So this is very very important. So tape your speech, record your speech, and rectify your mistakes. This way you can improve your skill. Practice continuously and speak with conviction, with sincerity, with in this way that you are sincere to yourself and you want to improve. If you are sincere, if your intention is good, if you intend it with your heart, in this way you can easily improve. If you are not interested, if you are least interested, you are just passing your time, so this is very difficult to improve yourself. So it depends upon your intention, your willingness, and what and the practice. So practice makes a man perfect. Types of oral communication. Spoken communication can be broadly of two types as per the use and environment. We have already discussed different situations in our day-to-day use, differentiate them in two different types. Number one is formal and number two is informal. Informal communication is otherwise known as the official communication. In case of formal communication, we use formal language. Formal communication is used for serious purposes, for example, debates, discussions, lectures, interviews, seminars, speech, group work, meetings, presentations, public speaking, press briefing, and your um, these are the different examples of formal communication. And simply, and though formal communication has a lot of passion, but most of the time it is bereft personal feelings and emotions. That's why critics categorize formal communication as artificial communication is also as well, because when you are communicating in a formal way, you are pretending yourself and in an artificial way, because this is what you are showing to the people, and what actually you are not. So that's why critics categorize formal communication as artificial communication. In formal communication, the same topic communicated at different places, so different persons under different situation had and environmental can vary, and of course the environment can vary, and the situations can vary, and time and place can vary, and audience can vary. So that's why the status and position of the person involved in the process also changes the form of formal communication. So it is also depend upon if you are teacher, then the you are talking to your student, so in a formal way, so it is different. If you are boss and you are talking to your subordinate in a formal way, and this is different. If you are president or prime minister, head of the country, so you are addressing the nation, or you are talking, or you are in a press briefing, so this is different. And if you are in a learning process and you are presenting your final year project, and if you are want to get in the job, and you are you are giving the interview and you are giving the demonstration, so it is different. And if you are in the marketing field and you are presenting something, so it is also different. So mm, everything, it depends upon the situation and time and place. So it varies from time, place and situation. Informal communication includes all the communication that we do either in a professional setup or in a social setup without any serious purpose attached to it. For example, casual greetings or private conversation, chatting, gossiping. Informal communication is natural and free flow communication without any rules, restriction and formalities, such as your with discussion with your friend, with your colleagues, with your parents, with your neighbors, and generally when you are going for namaz and you are discussing someone with your neighbor or your uh, friend, and this is informal. It reflects personal touch, humility and emotions, everything related to this. If you are angry to someone and you are uh, mm, saying something in a very harsh manner, that you are showing your behavior. And if you are talking to someone in a very polite manner, if you are advising someone, and if you are inquiring something, and if you are asking question, and so it varies from different situation. One must understand that there is a hairline difference between formal and informal communication. Language used both types of communication depends on the kind of relationship plus in what context the communication is taking place. So this is the thing. The environment has a definite role in deciding the degree of formality in the process of communication. Of course, without deciding degree of the formality or the process of the communication, it would be difficult for you to communicate with other people. So informal communication is just informal, that we are and we take it is as for granted, and we are even in informal communication we don't care about that whatever the language we are using, either it is good, either it is we even don't care about that it is moral or immoral. Even so, it depends upon the situation, whatever the relation you have with your partner, either you are with your close friend and he is your best friend, and he is your just friend, he is your colleague, either whatever the situation is. Merits of oral communication. There are lot of merits of oral communication, but I've down here some merits. In oral communication, we save times. Of course, it we can save you time. It is very economical, and this is the powerful method of persuasion and control, and to comprehend and to say something in a good manner. Professional advantage like marketing, presentation in corporate sector, in market, the oral communication is can give you a lot, and you can and the tone, pitch can convey the seriousness of the message. If your tone, you mold your tone with the situation, and whatever the situation is, maybe immediate feedback is possible. Of course, when it is the directive session, then the feedback is possible If it is not interactive, then the feedback will be uh, late or delayed, and develops rapport and helps in making friends. Of course, communication, if you are social and if you are you want to develop a relation with other people, and if you want to improve your relations, and if you want to have a relation, of course you should communicate. Otherwise you cannot have the relation, you cannot maintain. If there are some misunderstandings, then you can, with good communication, with arguments, with reasons, you can resolve the misunderstanding. Instrumental in public relations, so this is the instrument in public relations. Group communication is possible, of course, and oral communication, you can uh, communicate with your group members so as well. Drawbacks of the oral communication, as well as the merits, there are some drawbacks of the oral communication. Distance can be problem in communication. Of course, if it is the distance, then this is the one drawback. So in a non-interactive session, in partial interactive session of the communication, there is the drawback that this is not interactive. In case of lengthy message, it becomes boring and difficult, so avoid this thing. If your audience is you you are feeling this, now your audience is with your speech, they are boring, and they don't have though if your message is so lengthy and you are delivering a speech and your audience is getting tired, and they are uh, giving less attention, so this will be difficult, and this create a drawback. Long retention of the message is difficult, so don't retain. This is also a drawback, and people in a long time that you are delivering your message. No legal validity. If you are the oral communication has no legal validity because there is no evidence. So if it is recorded and there is proper record of your with in a proper way, so then this will have a legal validity. Otherwise it is no have the legal validity. If uh, mm, so this is the thing. Feedback is sometimes biased and creates misunderstanding. Of course, some people have different point of view, you have different point of view, and sometimes critics goes in a biased manner, so this is also drawbacks of the communication. It depends upon the topic you are presenting and delivering the lecture and addressing the people. So it is barriers and filters creates a lot of problems in the process, so there are a lot of barriers in communication, so this also create the problem in the process of communication. How to improve your speaking skills, improve your grammar. So this is very important. First of all, if you want to improve your English language communication skill, so this is very necessary for you to improve your grammar. Excellent English grammar is important because you will quickly understand what people are saying and what you want to say as well. So grammar is very necessary. You will quickly find the correct form of what you want to say. You can concentrate on pronunciation and fluency as well. If your grammar is good, you will feel confident. Of course, if you have grip over the grammar and you learn it is well and you practice it is well, then it will give you the confidence to speak out, to write down something, or to deliver the message or communicate to the other people. So it depends upon. So this is very necessary that you should improve your grammar. This is the basic and necessary thing. Improve your vocabulary. So this is very important, and I have given you the task that every day you should read out the newspaper and find the difficult words and write it down in your notebook and find their meaning and use sentences and use it in a daily life. So this way you can improve your vocabulary. So if you don't have the vocabulary, and if you want to say something but you don't know the exact word what to say for the proper situation and time, so if you have less vocabulary, so it will be difficult for you. If you have good vocabulary, you will be quickly know what you want to say. Use a good dictionary. So there are a lot of ways to you can improve your vocabulary. So these are the Oxford Advanced Learner. Oxford Advanced Learner, this is a good dictionary. This is in the Learner Dictionary. In this dictionary you can improve your vocabulary. Cambridge Advanced Learner, this is also the good dictionary. And oftenly people say that you should consult these dictionaries. Improve your listening skills. If you improve your listening, you will speak more fluently, and I have given you the task, and I have told you that how you can improve your listening. So it depends upon your practice. If you will do it and if you will practice it, you can improve everything. Watch English video lectures, listen with the transcript on the screen, read the transcript and record your voice. Read the transcript and record your voice. Listen to your pronunciation and compare. Identify the mistakes and try to improve your pronunciation. Listen English radio, watch English TV with subtitles, watch English movies, watch commentaries, watch documentaries, watch English lectures, either Islamic lecture, either related to your subject lecture, whatever. In this way you can improve your skill. Prepare in advance. Oftenly when you want to say something, before you call a hotel to book a room, or you want to deliver to message on WhatsApp, you want to chat with your friend, you want to ask something from your teacher, so prepare what you want to say. Use a dictionary. Think about the question what the other person will ask and prepare for them, and then in this way you can improve. So in this is the last slide of our today's topic, and in the last, learn the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA. In this way then you can pronounce the word in a accurate way. It is the system for representing different sounds with symbols. This is the L symbol. This is the pronunciation of L is sh, station, sound in red, sound in a ship, dish, so practice words at your home. S sound, S, so sit, this is the word sit, city, IPA, station, international pronunciation. This is international pronunciation, international phonetic alphabet, international phonetic station, S, tita, this is the pronunciation of train, top, and never, nice, never, and that is the pronunciation. Number 9, animal, animal, about, animal, about, animal, about. I, day, I, I, gray, day, gray. So in this way you can pronounce the word and you can practice it at home. So this is our today lecture. Thank you very much. uh, think and talk to yourself in English. Talk to yourself in English, not your native language. This will force you to start thinking in English. If you thinking in English, you will speak more fluently. Practice with other students. Go out with other students and practice speaking English. Choose a theme, sport, favorite film, holiday. Make a rule. Only speak in English and speak with conviction. Speak with heart. Speak with sincerity. Then you can improve your